Well, here we are again. Another week tournament of pain, misery, pleasure, and a nice, easy first round to get us going. Let's enjoy ourselves, boys and girls. It's Title Tuesday. What? And we can have a bit of fun and games. And I'm playing Botnik, who is a bloody good player. And he's really quick as well. Let's just try to play normal chess for a change, and I'm just going to keep it pretty controlled for now. He's got this hold on this square, which is a little bit annoying, but can't have everything in life, can we? And first game, warm up. I'd love to take there. He's got to do something about that now. Now, if I do take there, we'll just drop back. I don't want to get low on time. And yeah, do throw a like and subscribe as well if you could. It always helps, boys and girls. Threatening to take this pawn, so we defend it. Normal chess so far. Got to watch out for a knight coming here. So he's maybe angling to do that now. In this position. Do we get rid of this one now? Then he takes the knight? I think we do, because at least we get the two bishops. I'm not sure how good the two bishops are, but we will avoid any ideas of the knight coming to f5, attacking here. And my bishop seems to be on a bit of a better diagonal now. I'm also trying to take advantage that his queen's there, so his knight can't go to that square. And I do have this isolated pawn, which is a weakness, don't get me wrong. Now if I come back, could do that. Is there any threats? I can't see any threats. Famous last words. Let's just get rid of a pair of rooks first. Again, fuck. Jesus, Williams. You fall into shit too easily. Okay. This is just a warm-up game, boys and girls. Oh, fucking hell. I saw this a second ago as well. I need my cup of tea. I'm drinking some Sancha green tea. And I didn't expect the first round to be so hard. It's because I've basically, my rating's taken a nosedive. But is this actually? Can I go here and? I don't know. It looks bad, but let's fight on a little bit anyway, and have my green tea. Baptism of fire. So the point is, if he takes here, I take with the knight. If he takes here, I take with the queen. If he takes here, well, he might be able to win a pawn in that, but maybe I can still fight on in this position. So this is the pawn he's going to win, but it could be a little bit dangerous because my pieces are quite near his king. So he didn't win that pawn. So brilliantly calculated play by me, of course. And I don't know, maybe that is walking into something, but let's just get the pieces to good squares. How did I survive that? I can't believe I'm still in the game. I just assumed I blundered. And now this one is coming. So I'd love to go on the offensive here. But his knight is covering that. And if this check comes in, obviously this move is coming next. Okay, so I think we have to... then I'm walking into this one. God, I'm walking into a lot today. But where else does my rook want to go? Am I worried about... Well, I guess I should be a bit worried about that pawn. Okay, let's flick a check in. That's probably just a bad move, just king there. I need to wake up a little bit. And that doesn't really help my cause, does it? Why did I play that move? I was hoping I could do this, but I'm putting my pieces on very bad squares. And obviously queen here is the problem. When my back rank is suffering. That's the problem. And I do have queen here, but we don't really want to go pawn down the ending. But what else can I do here? So knight takes here. Don't really have many ways to meet this. Again, we're just then pawn takes is bad as well. So this is a pretty grim position here. Okay. Warm-up game. We're going to do better this week, even though we started quite badly. We're going to get in the swing of it. We're going to get at least 7 points this week. Convinced, so we need to probably get 7 out of 10. And we have to go into an ending here, but unfortunately we are a pawn down with a weak pawn, so it's looking pretty bad, but we'll fight on. And he might also be able to swap off too many pieces. So he might be able to go knight takes here, knight takes, rook takes. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty resignable, this. So takes, knight takes. He's getting greedy. He's taking here, which is probably absolutely fine. But, I mean, he had a number of good moves there. And let's just hope for rook takes, because then we have rook here. It's my one hope, but he doesn't fall for it, obviously. And if it wasn't 2 pawns down, I'd be doing okay because of the open file, but 2 pawns is 2 pawns. And I don't see how we can maybe save this one. Got an active rook, something, but that pawn is coming all the way down the board, and that's the end. I mean, but yeah, a warm-up game. But let's have a look. I hate this C3 Sicilian as well. I don't normally play that way, but it was going okay. Just not quite sharp enough there. Missing a couple of things for that first game. And obviously my opponent played very well. And it was level most of the way until, yeah, I started playing like an idiot, basically. It says I performed at 29.50, which I find very hard to believe. This is just make-believe, this game review. So it's like absolute nonsense. But everything was fine to around here. So even the way I played it was alright. But I just needed a bit more time. And this knight check was really not necessary. So this is actually a key moment. Let's just see where I went wrong. But I was a bit annoyed I missed that bishop move earlier. Even though, again, I'm doing absolutely fine. So here I should... Well, b5 is a really hard move to find. How am I supposed to find b5? Oh, rook king f8 is another move here. So this is actually quite a tricky position because the problem is he's threatening my rook and he's threatening my pawn. And I spent a lot of time trying to find a good move here, but I clearly did not find a good move. Had I found a good move here, I would have kept the balance. This is the obvious first move, which I spent a lot of time on because I was hoping there'd be some tactic here with the bishop being released and a knight check, but there is no tactic, so this is why I can't play this. Simply the knight goes there, which I just about saw in time. But next up I wanted to play here, and this is maybe what I should have played in hindsight, a good practical move, because my pieces are well centralised, but obviously I was a bit concerned about taking here. And now maybe I can just make a space for my king so I don't get back spanked. Do I have compensation here? My pieces look pretty okay. My bishop's not great because it's blocked, but maybe some compensation. But not ideal this either. And lastly, the computer recommends king f8, which is a very unhuman-like move. So what's the difference here if he takes here? Well, the difference is I don't have to waste a move defending my back rank. So I can actually now maybe get some kind of attack with the queen coming over to g6. So I was a little bit negative there. Again, the opening absolutely fine, but in hindsight, I don't really like this position. And even though the computer gives these positions as even like, you know, well, equal, let's say, I just don't like playing these positions. There's certain positions that, you know, you might even read about in a course, and it's like the course says this is perfectly fine for you, it's equal, but you know, you might not want to play those type of positions because you just don't like them, you're not comfortable in them. And that's the same with this type of position. I'm not that comfortable. I quite like having an isolated pawn, but I don't like it in this circumstance with a piece here already, because I like getting my bishop to this diagonal quickly. So very important that, you know, you're learning an opening. Try to learn something which fits into what you're comfortable doing, even if it's less correct than the right move. But okay, he's a good player. I played a little bit too slow, a little bit too hesitant, and I was missing a little bit of things there. So We're called out the warm-up game. 10 games to go, so I need to... Well, I want to get 8 out of 10. Come on, I can get 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is very, very possible. We can do that. Just got to play better than I've played the last couple of weeks. Bit disappointed the last couple of weeks. My brain hasn't been on the chess recently. I've sort of been... You see my rating has dropped, and I basically, like... I've only been playing now... I don't know when you guys play Blitz. I play... Either if I wake up at some stupid time, which I always do, so like I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll just play a little game of Blitz. What a bad habit that is. Or, you know, I generally get up at like 5 o'clock, 5:30. Yeah, I'm a wrong 'un. I don't know why I get up so early. Let's play a game Blitz. I'm watching a movie, you know, and I'm not really concentrating, but I get the urge and I play a game Blitz. And also I've been, and then I like start playing a couple of moves, and I play like 5 moves, like, why am I doing this? And I just resign. So I literally will get to a position like this and I go, why am I playing Blitz? Resign. And I've done that quite a lot, and I've lost a lot of points just by resigning on like move 5, because I've just realised I'm playing chess and I'm not really enjoying it. And why am I playing chess? I suppose other times, you know, it calms me. Okay, it's weird. It's like, you know, so sometimes I play chess if the brain's, you know, getting too anxious or something, you know, I just need to escape reality. Playing a game of chess actually just calms me. So it's weird. But Title Tuesdays, yeah, it's the one event of the week I do obviously enjoy playing. I saw one. What am I going to do this time? Let's go back. I've played a lot of the birds. Let's go back to playing something else. Maybe I'll just flick in different openings. We haven't had a Gyulamiryan-koryun for a while, have we? I saw someone comment that they don't think I really enjoy playing anymore this, but I wouldn't bloody do it if I don't enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing type. It's the one event. Now this is not a good move, because this is ideally better for white already, because these two pieces, as I say in my Gyulamiryan London course, which you can buy from GingerGM.com, link somewhere, it's a bit better for white, because yeah, it's very hard. He can't move the rooks to take the pawn. He can't move the knight because I come in here, so I get a little bit of a bind on the position here. Now I might want to watch out for this one where my bishop gets in trouble. So I could go h3, but can we even go h4 for a bit of fun? So my bishop has this square, but maybe now I can go mental. And well, I'm going to push this pawn, just playing the position a little bit different. And now develop. And I might even put the piece there. Yeah, so I mean, my brain though hasn't been on chess recently. I mean, I've got this chess boxing fight in a week and a half, and I am the better chess player. So, you know, no offense to my opponent, but I've been concentrating more on physical stuff recently. So I'm going to get back into the chess after this chess boxing fight is done. Let's get rid of that knight, but this at least gives me some practice. Title Tuesday. And you can sort of see how these pieces are very, very useful. So this is why I think white has a small edge in this kind of position, which again, my GingerGM course does talk about this quite deeply. Now, I don't see why I can't bring the queen over. We create a threat. Oh shit! What am I doing? Look at this. This is so bad. I thought that things were going a little bit too easy, so I needed to give my opponent a piece, basically. It was just a bit too smooth. Nothing wrong with bringing the queen over. So I thought, you know, let's give him a piece head start, because it'll make it a bit more interesting. The Gyulamiryan London, it was going a little bit too easy. So just to give it a little bit of an extra challenge, I won't give him a queen as well. We'll just give him a piece where we'll level up the scores with this beautiful position still. Look at my centre. Very interesting sacrifice that I've played there. You know, gaining the central pawn. Is it worth a piece? I reckon it's worth probably a piece. Pretty much worth a piece, isn't it? Because look, my pawn centre is very mobile. I might pick up another pawn. I've opened up the A file, which I'm now not going to use because I'm going to... Oh, he's got this little cheeky move. That's a nasty little number. And yeah. Mr. Williams, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Here, I don't want to swap queens off. Right. Okay, I'm going to try and come in here. Jesus Williams. Jesus Williams. And this pawn is actually quite annoying. This would be really nice. I get my queen in here, but he can move his queen like c8, maybe d5. This has been, yeah, he's playing the right moves as well. The fucker. Now I could go here and come in, but I don't really want to give up this central pawn. But what else can I do? This pawn is just too strong. He's got e2. I can't give it up. Stinky is a good term for my position, I think. Stinky. It's a stinky ass position. Can I go here and try to get the bishop here? There's nothing I can do. Can I go here? I'm not even threatening that pawn. I can't even get any threats going. The only idea I have is this. But even then, it's just a check. And his last move was very clever at covering that. So I'm thinking here takes queen in. But without having a rook on the open file, it's not really going to work. Okay, so he's going here. We'll flick this one in, as there's nothing really better to do. And we'll try to come back, because this is the only idea I can figure out. Trying to get into the f5 square. Obviously, he can start winning pawns, and he's probably absolutely safe doing that. But I will at least now get this one. And his knight is also a little bit... He's taking a lot of risks here. e2. I take the queen. So he's taken here. And now it's getting a little bit messy. This check, and I'm threatening checkmate. Why didn't I check first? Would that have finished the game? So he's got to go g6, but now I just take it. So all in all, I thought it was a very clever sacrifice there. If you thought I just blundered, you don't have the vision of a Grandmaster. Especially this Grandmaster. Special Grandmaster. Special. Who saw that the centre was clearly outweighing anything else. And you saw that he took my centre, but then he got a lost position. He felt he had to take my centre. So it was a brilliant, deep-sighted, envisioning sacrifice. So I'm very impressed with the way I played that. And make sure I get the right square. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. Beautiful game. Okay. Warm up done. And what do we reckon the game review will say there, boys and girls? Jesus, that was a little bit dodgy, wasn't it? 74%. Well, I think that was very, very kind of it. And it was going quite nicely. As you can see, the opening was quite nice. And I actually missed something here. Wow. Well, I thought the move I played was all right. Rook on a... What was wrong with this move? Oh, because he can move the queen here. But then his queen... Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he didn't... Well, I don't know why he started giving up his pieces here. I think he just went a bit... I think he just went a bit mental, didn't he? I'm not looking at a game because, frankly, it was too brilliant to look at. You know, there's no point analysing a masterpiece. Sometimes you just got to sit back and admire from afar. And I feel that was one such game. Let's try not blundering in the next games. That would be a nice bonus. Whoa. Let's get the head focus. Come on, green tea. Start doing your magic. I do love a green tea. I don't really drink coffee in the afternoon anymore. But this is it's called, I think it's called Sencha. Is that right? Green tea. Quite mild. I whacked a little bit of creatine in, which is supposed to give your muscles some recovery. I've started the shadow boxing. So I've been doing that every day. So I've got a week and a half until I fight for the British Heavyweight Chess Boxing Championships, which sounds really impressive, but considering it's my first ever fight, I'm very lucky to be fighting for a British title, and I'm a shit boxer. I'm 44 years old. Boxing is bloody hard, but I love a challenge, and having some focus, I think it's great. I think you've got to, I mean, for me, it's been brilliant getting fit. And I think at any age, you need to try stupid things, do stupid things. It doesn't matter what anyone says. and it's going to be an experience, and I can't bloody wait to get wasted after the fight, because I haven't been drunk for so long. And I'm not saying getting drunk is good, but I do enjoy it occasionally. And I've even been cutting my alcohol down to a real minimum, like 1 pint a week, which is just like, I might even have one tonight because it's a beautiful day outside. I might just have one beer. And even crappy beer, I normally drink like 7.5% cider. Love it. Katie's. Beautiful stuff. My brothers both drink, and I think the reason I started drinking, my brother took me to a pub when I was like 14, got me on the special brew, got me a bottle of special brew at the age of 14. Cheers, Paul. And yeah, but it's anything in moderation, they say. And yeah, you learn that, don't you, as life goes on. So we're trying to play better now. I'm going to actually change the colour of the boards just because I can. And let's go for, I don't know, no, I'm just going to go plain blue. Let's go plain blue, see if that, sky. That's a nice sound, sky. Does look a bit, I can't even tell the difference though. Maybe I need to go and see the opticians. This is what it is. But I'm thinking blue. Is there not, why can't they just have a blue colour? Why do they have to call it like, oh, there's blue. There we go. Don't know about that either. Takes time. Okay, you know what? I did this before, and I don't know why I'm fucking around with it. Let's just keep it what it is, because I've adjusted to it now. Stop fucking around, Williams. Just get on with it. Now, there are games going on. Maybe I should look at people who can actually play chess to get me in the right mood. And here, this is a draw. It's generally a draw, rook and pawn endings when your opponent's king is in front of the pawn. And white can't ever exchange rooks because it's a draw. And this is the I don't know about that. That was a bit dodgy. And now the pawn moving on makes white needed to push the pawn there. And the way that you draw this is, as black, you try to keep the rook. It's called Philidor's defense on the 6th rank. Because the way that black's playing this is actually a little bit risky. If the white king now gets here, you have to be very careful. And it doesn't look like black knows how to draw. Put the rook here. Okay, black's got the right idea. Now this is a draw because the rook comes behind. And the king can no longer hide in front. So this is now quite an easy draw because you just keep checking the king. And that's why pushing the pawn is sometimes not always a good idea, because you need to use this square to put your king to escape the checks. And please shake hands. I don't know why people play on in these positions. It's very frustrating. Very annoying. I mean, especially when it's increment. And I mean, do you actually feel good about exchange rooks? Do you feel good about winning positions like that? I mean, well, I felt great about winning that last game. That's because it was a bloody excellent game. Right, okay, now we're warmed up. We need to get 7 out of the next 9, and we need to start playing some chess. What the fuck is this guy's rating all about? So he is 1700, but he is playing Entitled Tuesday. That is a low. I'm not being funny, but that is a lower rating. Now I'm not going to play. I haven't played the French for ages, so this week I'm going to mix up my openings. And this is the Tarrasch variation of French. I quite enjoy this variation actually. I've played this variation all of my life. My dad taught me this variation. He taught me that after pawn takes, queen takes is an option. And I actually played that once, queen takes, against a legend of old Russian chess, Gufeld. Gufeld was one of the biggest characters in chess. If you want to get a great chess book, his book, Gufeld's My Life and Times in Chess, something like that, G-U-F Gufeld. Apparently he worked for the KGB. He came to England quite a lot. That book is fantastic. He's got some amazing games. But I played this against him in the Lloyds Bank Masters. And I played this. And after the game, I lost the game. He said to me, why you play for a draw? Why you play such a line for a draw? And I'm like, I was only about 10. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think I was playing for a draw, but I was like, oh, well, you know, he scared me a little bit, this guy. And I was like, and he was like, why you play? You play to win. You play to win. And it was quite funny actually. Character. Right, now back to the chess. Now I don't really want to move my pieces backwards, but is there a good square for my rook? Rook here looks a little bit juicy loosey. Here it tempts this one, but then I got this check, and we could get some interesting complications. Maybe f6 was the best square. Got to watch out for this kind of stuff, but the queen is a very good defender. And this kind of position I generally have had quite good success with, because I've managed to sometimes get a good exchange sack in. But my opponent's playing very sensible. He's getting some pressure. And I wasn't sure if I played this correctly with the g6 idea, because, you know, I've got some holes over here. Yeah, he's a real character goof. Actually, in that game, yeah, this is a good move. I missed this one. I'm missing a lot today, aren't I? Because I thought I could go knight takes, but he simply plays pawn takes. So I've got to give myself a bit of a dodgy position here. Dark squares I don't like. Now I'm going to get my queen off that bloody row. But this dark squares is a bit of a problem. He's playing well. He wants to come here. Okay. Let's concentrate on the chess. I need to start playing a little bit better. Well, I'm going to go active with the queen. I don't know if this is that bad, but it's probably a little bit worse for me, because I don't like giving up my dark square bishop in these positions. But we're still reasonably solid. Check doesn't really achieve a great deal. This one, his bishop probably comes back. Now, do I have... He consolidates everything. And this is the issue I have. No, I can never go g6. Don't forget about this guy. You can flick in a check and try to come here and bring the bishop in, but you can always come here. My rooks are not great. Maybe I need to move them back and try to go for the c file. So it's a little bit worse for me, but it's not that tragic either. My opponent is apparently disconnected. Certainly playing better than his rating, which I'm not being nasty to anyone rated that rating. It's just very low for Title Tuesday. And these rooks, is there a knight takes here now? Well, there may well be, with a little lucky tactic there. And my position was always quite solid, so it's a bit better this game than the other ones. I'm slowly warming up, and this is a nice pawn to win. It was a big central pawn. He can't take it because I come flying in. And also my knight, okay, he's trying to get the queens off, which I have to accept. I like to keep them on because it gives me attacking chances, but now do we come for tactic? I think we can try this one. Looks quite fun because h3, g3 drops, and mainly I do want to have h6 as a possibility. Okay, I've got to defend this one rather annoyingly. I was hoping this check at some point would do something, but it doesn't. My knight can come back if it ever gets in trouble. I should have put the knight back here. I don't know why I've started to play this way, to be honest. Now, bishop back. Does that defend everything? Not obviously what I want, because this other rook can now come in, and I'm actually getting a little bit discombobulated there, aren't I? As in, my pieces can't move particularly great. I need to use my knights much better here. So how do I start using my knights? I'm not sure how much I like this. Well, this knight's not great. Let's try and reroute it. My bishop, yeah, my pieces are shit, basically. Is in English, that's what I'm trying to say. Now here, this pawn. Now here, okay, let's... Worried about this sneaking in, like h3. Okay, he comes back, so now I can play this, no? And I didn't want to do this before because of g6, but now this becomes a lot better. And I've still got these problems. My position is still actually a little bit of a fucking wreck here. And, well, I will give a check. and I will push, as I need to create some counterplay. But I've allowed this bishop in. His knight comes in, but do I want to do that? Okay, I'm just going to try. I'm playing terrible today. Okay, he could have taken there with a bishop with checkmate threats. That would have been a lot better for him. And I went too risky with that knight move. And this is the thing, he's threatening some mate ideas. Now, I don't want to allow any draws, so I'll come here. And what I mean by that is maybe he had some knight drawing ideas. So this at least avoids those concepts. I'm hoping now my 2 pawns will finish us off, which they probably should do. But let's watch out for the check. Let's not go blundering anymore. And we're forcing him seriously backwards now. His rook's out of play as well. And we've managed to sort it out at the end there. But again, not particularly convincing, but I am on 2 out of 3. Interesting. He obviously played a lot better than his rating. All he had to do was turn up and he would have done. Again, that's a joke. Don't take it too... Can't believe it. Like some people, I mean, I say I'm just talking shit for 2 hours during this. I'm going to say some stuff. Just don't take it the wrong way. And if you do, just leave, please. I mean, it's just like life shouldn't be so serious, you know? It's the one thing I've realised. Just try to chill the fuck out is a great terminology. You know, let's just not make life so serious unless we have to, which we do, and then it can be brutally horrible. But that's why let's just try to have some fun on the board. Do you like my cup, by the way? I like this one. Nice bit of astrology. And I think we need another cup of tea. The tea is kicking. It's coming. Game review will be pretty bad, but 2 things I want to look at in that one. I want to look at the opening if we get a chance. All over the shop. And I missed something here. Oh, wow. What do I miss here? I thought this is where things were going wrong. What did I miss here? See, I'm not seeing stuff, am I? Cool, there's a tactic here. Can you see it? Let's have a look. I thought that's where things were turning, and I played very badly there. No doubt about it. E5. Yeah, why am I not playing these? But then there's a knight. Ah, shit. Yes. E5 takes check, and I have a bishop h3 check if he comes here. Okay. And other points there, always worth checking your openings, especially if you're a little bit rusty with them. And around about here, I don't like this general plan of the bishop coming in normally. So that's why I play a6. But I think a better idea be, you know, why don't I get the queen out this horrendous pin? Well, then maybe you can go bishop here. So this is probably all theory. a6 seems all right to me. Bishop back here. And, oh, wow, well, we got the Gotham. And Gotham is, well, I mean, do I even need to say anything? This is just going to sum up my life, getting crushed by GothamChess. You know, you got the man of the hour, the man with the million fans, and then me. And so let's try not to get crushed by Mr. Gotham, who is very much an underrated player. He's a really good player, Gotham. Anyone who saw his tournament, I want to play here, but can we do it? Well, I don't know. So the answer is Queen C2. The answer is fuck it. Let's do it. Why not? And if he takes here, I can take on C3 maybe. Is my idea. So this is much more sensible. And now I don't know. Or do I come back and come over to this square? I guess we come here. Now, we want to try to get the bishop out quickly. Now he can go here and here. And actually, is that just very good? And then C5. Have I just messed up? Here, c4. Have I just messed up? I think I have. Well, you didn't see it. Thankfully. But that is just lurking there, and I don't know what I can do about that. So queen over. Walking into a pin, but I've got to get out of the way of this. Don't like this so much. Stepping into a pin. And let's castle. So at least now when he plays c4, I'm not... He could have won a piece there, yeah, by doing that. But at least now, there's not so many threats. Now, I guess we got to keep attacking, so let's do that. Come forwards. Knight c6 also interesting, just trying to get a piece up. This move, very playable. And which way do we come? I don't know, maybe here. Obviously threatening his knight. And if he takes... Well, he probably should take, shouldn't he? And... yeah, this is not ideal. So we're a pawn down. And this one can't be played yet. Do I have any compensation here? I was hoping I did, because I've got a little bit more development. And if I take, he's going to go into the ending. If I go bishop here, he will come across. And can't see a good follow-up there. So do we play this ending, which I'm obviously going to be a little bit worse there. Don't really want to play that ending, but queen g3 is coming. So I think I have to take this one. Well, a bit surprising he's keeping queens on the board. Okay, and now I'd love to get a rook around. Got to watch out for g7 at all times. I thought he'd play queen takes there, when I don't know, my position may well still be alright. But this is a very interesting way to play, because this square is very weak. And I probably have to block that square off. My bishop's also bad, so if my bishop was more centralized, it might be a bit more comp. Okay, now if we do come in, he takes here. Anything there? Attacking my rook. I don't really see it. Otherwise, this one's coming in. I'm going to get rid of that one. Very controversial decision there, because his bishop is very strong. And it's probably a safe-ish pawn for him here. Now, not really sure how to play this. The queen can try to centralize again. I've just got to play a bit quicker. Let's just let it flow maybe a bit more here. Can't move this knight. Okay, we're going to sort his pawns out with this move, but what else to do? He can take with the queen if he wants. And, oh, my time situation is not great either. I wanted to go here, but a little bit too much. So, yeah, it's a safe pawn down. I'm just trying to get some pieces off. And just play the ending with my time. Maybe I should just take this queen off. And somehow try to survive this smelly ending. Which is certainly quite smelly. He's doing the right thing, pushing his pawns. Where can I put my pieces? It's not entirely clear if I have a great setup. F6 is going to be a major target. And here comes the king. We'll try to blockade his pawns. If I can get the rooks off, he's got to be a little bit a little bit careful. Not much, but a little bit. So, for example, g6, get the rooks off. Okay, well, I have to play there. And the reason I thought this might mean a little bit careful is because his pawns are on funny squares. He's got to put the king on f3 and play e4. Which he's now found. Yeah, good plan. My pawns are on bad colour squares over here. Oh, I'll take this, but it's not going to work, is it? Yeah, so he's got 3 pawns here. Well, we're pumped on a little bit, but this is losing, clearly. Oh, that was bad. That was very bad. These pawns are just motoring. El Motoroto. Good move there, avoiding any tricks. And I'll let him checkmate me. Well, I mean, typical. I could just tell as soon as the parent was going to come, I'd fucking lose that one. And it was quite interesting, the opening, but again, I'm trying to do too much, really. So I don't really think my queen f6 was a good idea at all, because my piece has got really bad squares. So let's have a look. Around about here, this is all right, but just move the bishop back, yeah? Just move the bishop back. Queen f6 is just stupid. You know, if I move the bishop back, you play on. Now, this is a big mistake. Queen c2, I don't know if there's anything better. Queen c2 seems good. And now, again, this is a bad mistake. I should have stuck with my original idea, because my bishop's very bad here. And actually, as I said, b4 and c4 would have just won here, because my bishop gets trapped. So I was lucky to see that, and now I wanted to get my queen off this, but this is still a bit unpleasant. But now my position does get a bit better. I'll just whack it on the game review as well. See what it says. So I missed a chance actually right around there, but not a very good game, I must admit. And this. Yeah, this is the problem, isn't it? Just this one. Simple and good. And where was the chance I missed then? So it was right around here. Oh, fuck. So right at the end there, I could have gone king. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to play originally, but I thought his b pawn with queen. Not enough time for me to work it out. So well played from Gotham. And this ending is always going to be really tough because I've got no winning chances. But actually here, why not king c6? So simple. I just assumed this would win. But I, of course, moved just the knight here, and it's a draw. This would have been pretty simple to draw, actually. But I wasn't better at any point. The opening wasn't a success. And he certainly seemed to know what he was doing against this kind of sharpish line that I played. And yeah, I mean, I didn't miss anything where I had an advantage. Okay, so this was maybe the only other chance I missed a move according to the computer. I played rook e6, but here I should have played the knight into e5 immediately. So yeah, a little bit worse. Well played, Mr. Gotham. And we're on 50% there. There's a little break here just so I can reassess my life choices. Always nice to have a break after a loss like that. Beautiful, you know, so you can think about things. And we can still get 9 points, obviously, but we're going to have to start playing a lot better. And this little opening I played can be tricky, but it seemed like Gotham knew exactly what to do against it, right? E3. And this stops all the fun and games, then I'm probably going to start playing something else against this b3 and bishop b2 stuff, because I played this idea long enough, and I haven't really had much success with it. It's very interesting, but it's a very loose way to play. I mean, in the ending, I think the ending was, I think actually, you know, I'll be interested to know what the computer said. I thought I was getting back into the game around about here, but maybe that's just not true. I mean, this was a very strange move, the king going the wrong way. And I thought there might be some holding chances, but his idea of just playing king here in e4 should... That extra pawn is very useful. And having my pawns on dart squares, this was a key thing that played against me. If I can transfer my knight to e4, then I'm doing all right here. But I don't know, maybe, you know, maybe there's some drawing chances. I need to get my knight there. So this maneuver, or bringing the knight around, I just need one more tempo. If I get this in, I'm absolutely fine. But I wasn't able to do that. And now my pawn's a little bit targety, and he can break over here with a good chance of getting a passed pawn. And this was a clever move, distracting me. I think this is tough to hold. I think this should be losing now. So he played the ending well, except for that one little mishap right at the end. So I didn't really have any chances to be better in that game. I didn't miss anything except for maybe, you know, a drawing chance, which is a bit depressing, to be honest. So another opening, we will knock on the head, basically. I would have thought. And let's start playing a little bit freer, I think, after that one. Have a bit more fun with my openings. And we haven't done many gambits for a while. So let's just flick in a bit more aggressive stuff. I was trying to gambit there, but it didn't really work so well. And you could, let's... Any more games going on? There's one game still going on. It's a draw. It's first half for the third of the tournament over. 2 out of 4. And the next 4 games, always the critical thing, I think. Which I don't think I've ever got 4 out of 4 in the next stage, rounds 5 to 8. So that's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to pause it now, just until the next game starts. Yes, I do have wrist problems, but it's I think it's more from punching like punch bags than the other thing you can get problems from. Using the mouse too much, I meant, of course. Because I haven't been using them, you know, I've always had some little wrist problems since I was a teenage kid and locked in that bedroom. But hopefully that will ease off. So I'll just give it a little thing. So let's pause it until the next round, because that will give me a chance to reassess and to look at that tea. That's a big jug, and to use the little boys' room. So you won't even know I'm gone. Okay, we're back. So come on, 4 out of 4 needed, and we're going to try to just have a bit of fun now. Sacrifice some bits if we can. I'm going to go for this little opening, which you must have seen me play before, which is aimed to get a basically a Grand Prix position, but the bishop's a bit safer here than being on c4, if you know what the Grand Prix is with a knight on c3. So it's a very interesting setup, like a reverse Dutch. And my opponent's going for some quick queenside play, which is fine because he can do that, but he's leaving his king quite exposed there. Now I'm going to play d4 now, because he's not castled. I'm going to come in the centre, try to take advantage of the fact that, you know, he's behind in development by opening up the position. Bishop here, I might even push on, but we can also get quite a nice ending by taking the knight and swapping queens off. So do we do that? Do we just get a very nice simple ending, or do we try for more? Well, I think I'm going to go e5 and try for more. We'll take that square away. So he's got to go this way with his knight, and then I've still got the option of taking off on c6 there. if I want to. So he's taken the knight first, and now he's going to try, I would imagine, get his knight around. Okay, so can we grab this one? Well, we're going to try. And if his rook comes here, we'll come back. But he's going for an ending, but now he's a pawn down the ending, so this is looking quite nice to me. I'll bring the knight out. Two ideas. Winning a pawn, coming into d5. He's still behind development. I can attack his rook quite quickly with bishop e3. So even though the queens are off, there's still chances to attack here. Let's just develop. Maybe knight d5 is better, but we'll see where he puts his rook. And now my bishops can harass that rook. And for some reason I really want to bring the knight here, but he can probably just grab this pawn, can't he? Knight here takes... Am I overcomplicating it again? Now this is also interesting. Rook here, bishop here. And also just taking this one. Very simple. Let's keep it simple, because we are a pawn up, and as much as this might have been a better move, I saw his rook coming in here and it looked a little bit unclear, whilst this looked much clearer. Now I think I can take that one. Knight f5, my rook comes back. He takes, I take with check, so he doesn't have time to come here. But he does now have ideas like this creeping in. Or I might have to give the exchange. So he has managed to complicate it. Now what if I go here first, but then he takes here. Okay, bishop. Yeah. Okay, we can go here, thankfully, because we have this check. A little bit more messy than, again, I would have hoped. Now this check is just good for me, and he's in a lot of trouble. I can even go here, check first, because his back rank is going to be dead after I bring the rook in. So probably always very good for me. I'll take with the bishop. Taking the rook's also good as well. Let's have a little look at the game review there, but maybe it could have just been done a little bit better. So that's the first of 4. Yeah, and you can see where I let it slip. Around about here. There was even a better move here. Wow. Was the better move bishop here now, maybe? So everything I seem to be played pretty well. Pretty okay from my part, up to this part. And here, bishop c5 was a surprisingly good move, apparently. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is a brilliant idea. This is why I sometimes like checking with the computers, because if a human had played this idea here, they're basically cheating, right? So bishop c5 is incredible. And this is the kind of idea which you would look at in a longer game, because it traps your opponent's king. But after here, I assume that nothing's going on, because any check, he just blocks with the bishop. But in those positions, I have bishop c6 checkmate for a start. So check bishop here, and show it on the board. Bishop c6 is checkmate. Beautiful. So he'd have to move his king here. And the computer indicates I can even swap that tactic around by going here now. That is a phenomenally beautiful move. And the point, of course, is if he takes to the bishop, I swap the tactic around. That's something you can often do in chess. Just swap the tactic around. So swap it the other way around, and this is clearly just game over. But it looked like that game was a bit more smoother than the other ones, at least, you know. And we're never worse than that game, thankfully. And it was a bit of a smoother affair. So we just got to win the next 3 now. Get back on track. Have some more of this green tea. Oh, fuck it. And spill it everywhere, of course. Yeah, so there is... I don't know, you guys watching the football? I mean, I used to be a major football fan when England were playing, but I'll be honest, like, I still watch the football and England are playing later today. But number one, I prefer having a beer when I watch the football, and I'm not really drinking at the moment because, you know, it's just feels right. And number two, England are just so... I just don't know if they're obviously my team, so I'm always cheering for them, but they're so excruciatingly hard to watch because they are... I just want to scream at the screen when I see them because they're so negative. The way they play football, the way England play football is just, you know, they score a goal and it's like, and then they go and run and defend for the rest of the game. It's so defensive, and it's like they've got such great players. What are they doing? And it drives me mad, and it's not fun watching their games because you're always like, oh my god, are they going to hold on to this 1-0 lead by defending like a bunch of idiots? Or, you know, I really hope someone just crushes them sometime. You know, that just to teach them a lesson. Say, don't, you know, you've got such good players, use them. And also, I just think they just don't play well as a team. You know, they're great individual players and they make like millions per week, you know, playing for their clubs. But as a team, they're just crap. They don't gel together, you know. So watching England play football, of course I will watch them. Of course I'll be cheering for them. But I find it excruciatingly difficult and frustrating. Probably like watching me play chess. Who the fuck is this idiot? Look at... Oh my god. How's he a GM? Oh, look at that. How can he blunder like... Oh my god, look at that move. Oh, is he actually rated, this player? Oh no, he's just blundered a pick. How... what's wrong with this guy? Probably very, very, very similar experience to watching me play. It's always easier watching, isn't it, than partaking. You know, it's like when I was watching boxing, and I was like, you know, when I had no concept of boxing whatsoever, and I was watching it on TV, I was like, oh yeah, that looks pretty easy. Yeah, oh yeah, you know, I could do that. Oh yeah, all you have to do is punch. Yeah, why is he not punching so much? And then when you do it, it's like, oh my god, that is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I start to understand it, and I think that's one of the brilliant things about chess as well, and things that really mean a lot. The more you do it, the more you understand how hard and complex it is, and more beautiful it becomes. And that's actually the same with boxing. It's all tactics, right? You're slipping, you're rolling, you're dodging, you know, and trying to land. You're not just going buh, 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 you know, which wouldn't work at all. You have to avoid punches, which I'm not particularly great at. I did get my nose broken actually 3-4 weeks ago. I went to spar and I was, oh my god, I mean I don't mind who I spar, I don't get scared, but I was sparring this massive geezer, 6'5", muscly, and I was like, yeah, this will be a challenge. And I was I was boxing like a bit like I played chess, a bit too aggressively, and I got right into a thing, and I felt my nose go, and I thought, oh, that's a bit juicy. I continued boxing, you know, it's only a 3-minute round or 2-minute round, probably 2 minute because I'm too unfit for 3 minute. So I continued. I broke it about 1 minute in, and at the end it's like blood pouring out. And you know, you finish the round off, and then it's like, oh god. And then one of the coaches comes up and goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, what's up? And I go, yeah, maybe just go clear your nose up a little bit. So I went, and it's like, my nose is over here, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, my nose is over on the other side of my face. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. So it was fine, and then I got a doctor's appointment. I didn't go down to hospital that night as it was a Saturday, and the wait in A&E is hours. Couldn't be fucked. So I went to the Sunday. There's some easy one. Then I went to the hospital, and the woman goes, "Yeah, it's a bit broken, isn't it?" And they go, "We can get you an operation in 2 weeks, but we have to put you under for general anaesthetic." And I thought, oh, I don't really want to spend a whole day getting my nose put back in, and also I've got this fight coming up, and you know, I might just get broken again. Who knows? And then she was a lovely Irish lass, And she goes, all right. I'll go and speak to my... I'm not going to do Irish. Can't speak Irish. And he goes, I'll go and speak to another doctor. And this other doctor came in. And he goes, all right. Well, look, we don't normally do this anymore, but if... I'm like, oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's give it a go. Thinking, fucking hell. So he just gets hold of your nose with his fingers. He starts pushing it, and you're literally there like, oh my god, this feels so weird. And then it just goes, and suddenly I've got a brand new nose. And he just literally clicks it back into place. And I'm like, whoa, that woke me up. It was a Monday morning, 9 a.m. But actually, it's better than it was before, because I have broken my nose probably 3 times previous to that. And it was like, whoa, I've got a new nose. Whoa. So I was like, yeah, dancing down the street. So it's all fine now. And that was a couple of weeks ago or something. So the nose is back. I'm playing Vanina. And now Vanina is a brilliant player. This is going to be tough. And a really nice person. One of the most smiliest people around. I think it's Vanina, isn't it? And she had... I'm going to try this little line out. She had the best ever performance at a rapid play event as an underdog I saw in the London Rapid Play. She beat top Grandmaster after Grandmaster. She crushed everyone. It was brilliant. And she's just a really nice person. Loves her cups of tea as well. I'm a big Vanina fan. Anyway, yeah, my nose, it's good now. It feels good. Nothing to worry about. So that was a couple of weeks ago. It's set back in place now. And it was broken before. And I actually do think my nose is probably better than it was before it got broken the first time. So if you want to, rather than getting plastic surgery, which I'm sure none of you want, rather than getting any of that plastic surgery, Vanina will play e5 here. I know the way she plays. She's a crazy player. Rather than getting plastic surgery, h5. Okay, rock and roll. Just go and get your nose broken is my advice. Get your nose broken and then go to the hospital, say, look, I've got my nose broken. And they'd be like, oh yeah, I can see it's broken a bit badly there. And they'd be like, oh, just... and they'd click it back into place. Bang. Don't need any surgery. Happy days. Crack on with life. That is my top tip of the day. Okay, now what is going on here? She's played this very interesting line, and I've been talking about broken noses for some bizarre reason, and suddenly her knights are quite good, and I don't know why I've allowed her knights to become so frustratingly good. Let's pin one of them, because I want to put my knight there, but I want to trap my bishop in. I want to put my bishop on this square, but then what happens if she does actually take a pawn? Am I taking this knight? I don't know. Maybe if a6 I am, because this bishop's coming over here, potentially. Against this one, I was thinking I want to do this move. But then bishop takes. So let's just play here. My bishop can now come back. Maybe e6. For some reason I want to get rid of my best pawn. Why do I want to do that? I don't want to go grabbing a pawn because there's checks and shit like that. Just want a castle. She's a very aggressive player, Vanina. I love her style of play. She's great fun. Not just off the board, but actually, you know, on the board as well. And, okay, now, is this a tactic? If I play b4, probably should be taking here. b4 takes. I'm going to take this one, because I'm probably going to do that anyway, so why not do it now? And I'm going to play b4. Play it very sensibly. She does scare me, Vanina, as in her tactics. She's very sharp, very good player. And now I'm just going to try and exchange off. I was hoping the exchange of dark squares would be quite pleasant for me. This bishop I'm sort of playing against. Now, do I have a cheeky knight coming over here? I get the queens off because of their attacking prowess. And now I'm going to chomp on d6, because that is a good square for my horsey. Nay. And why did I go nay? I do not know. And no. Yes. Okay. Now I want to put not. Yeah. Why did I do that? Because I suddenly realised. Okay, I'm going to come in, but this is not really what I wanted. Because I should have gone king here and just defended my one weak point first. Oh, she's gone this way. Wow, that surprises me. That does surprise me. Okay, so now I'm going to come in. I thought she'd go rook here, but okay, I would have gone rook f2. Now I have to go rook g1. And she's trying to break this centre up. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to have to try and enforce my centre. And I don't know, this is an intriguing position. I'm just trying to play sensible moves at the moment. And I'd love to get a rook in here. So I'm sort of tempting the idea of this one. Maybe tempting the idea of this one. She's going to try to take my knight. She does a good job of defending shit. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. I don't want to do this, but that bishop was frustrating me. And now here, but my position was a lot better previously. Is all I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, yeah, why is my position getting worse? And the reason is she's outplaying me. It's still okay, but it's now she's threatening some cheeky check. So I don't really want to put my king there either, do I? That's a stupid square. Here. Very cautious. If I take everything here. Okay, I'm going to try this because she's coming in. She's coming in this way, so I need to use Harry. And I'm going to try to use Harry like this. So let's get a blockader on that geezer. Oh no, my screen said it's going to turn off. Don't. Oh, I can't see. Can't see. Okay. Okay, now Harry, surely. And it's coming around here. Let's push it all the way, shall we? Fuck a duck. Notoriously slow I am. That was cheeky oh dear, what have I done here? Oh my words, I'm throwing this away. It's because of this square. Oh. This is what am I doing defending like this? This is a horrendous way to defend. And yeah. Oops. Oh, that was a bad game. Bad game. Could it be another bad Title Tuesday? Because we are on 3 out of 6, 50%. Gonna have to sort this out. But she played well. I mean, she did outplay me there. It was going alright. I just start noticeably to play a lot worse when the time's ticking down. And I think even going into this ending, when that screen bloody went, that's my excuse. I thought around here things are going quite nicely, but it's not so clear. And earlier on, interesting opening Should be a little bit better here, shouldn't I? I mean, maybe I'll just go f4 anyway. This might be the way to play. h5, very interesting move. And let's put it on the computer and do a little game review. See if I missed any big moments there. Well, it was fairly balanced. Obviously, I did have the better of the opening. Did have the better earlier on. Had a chance, all quite even, at this moment here. And at this moment, well, I was thinking about bringing the king in. Is that what I should have played? So we'll have a look. So that was after knight d8 when the time situation was going down. Not there. This is should be a draw, of course, but I allowed her to reroute her knight. I mean, what am I doing here? I probably should just stop that knight coming to a good square here. To lose this is really pretty appalling. But let's go back. So in this position, yeah, I mean, I'm better, but it's not a great deal, is it? So apparently I should move my knight, but to try and win this pawn, but that's really not easy to see. The move I wanted to play was here, so I can try to get my king in. I think this is a more human way to play, and I don't know why I didn't do this. Well, I do. The reason I didn't do that was worried about the rook coming in. Okay, so we're playing another very strong player here. Let's try to play better chess now. So, okay, come on. So we're playing Roberto, who's a very strong IM, very quick. And we're going to win this game. We're going to start playing. We're about halfway through. 3 out of 6, 5 games to go. And we need to get some wins on the board now. If Roberto is still around. Because he's on a bad score. Well, my score. Bad score. It's got to be a bad score. What's he doing on such a low score? We'll finish off the tea. Maybe it's got shitloads of caffeine in it. Something, you know, something's waking me up a little bit at the moment. And it's a very pleasant cup of tea. Yeah, I've probably got more caffeine than coffee. This stuff I've got. I got it from a local farmer's market, which means absolutely nothing because they could all be tea bagging up, couldn't they, or whatever. But you know, you can. They say it's like special tea imported, but they probably just get it from a wholesaler. But it looked pretty damn good. Nice green leaves. And it is kicking in. Okay, so my opponent's giving me a very nice time advantage there. Maybe he was doing what you need to do. And we're getting another French. We're getting another Tarish. And fair enough. It's nice to have a couple of Frenches. I haven't had a French for a while. This A5 move is a speciality of mine. And I follow this generally up with this crazy move G5. My opponent is moving very quickly, which is a little bit worrying. It indicates he might know the right way to play this position. And the right way to play, I think, is Rook E3. If he plays this now, maybe he's done his homework. But he's moved his bishop to D2. So, thinking queen here looks sensible because, okay, he can get the queens off, but I'm going to win a central pawn. That's the idea. The idea of this is not always aggressive. It's, in actual fact, to... and this is a bit surprising because I've got this square for my knight now, but which way do I go? Maybe, I don't know if it makes a great deal of difference. Interesting position. So the idea of this mainly is to... not to checkmate him, but try to undermine the centre. So now f5 takes, knight takes. Got very open king, but his king is also quite... can be a problem on the h-file. So, you know, the bishop comes back here. And I want to try and get my other rook in. Should I put my queen on h3 earlier or leave it here? Well, I wanted to put it here to stop this check. Bishop g6 check. Now, I think my bishop is better than his bishop, so I'm going to keep it. Control some more central squares. I don't really want to exchange. And we'll just play a sensible move. And now, do I castle here? Which is incredibly risky. Am I worried about this move? Or do I just put my king in the middle and sit? His knights. I need to break through his knights. How do I go do that? I quite like my position, but castling and trying to triple up. Or do we just move the king? Is my king safe here? Okay, let's do it. He can't take there because my other rook traps his queen. But obviously risky putting my king like this. Now I'm thinking of tripling up over here. Maybe I just divert his queen at the same time. Okay, so he wants to come in. So I'm going to do this to stop his bishop coming here. And to continue my plan. Now my king seems okay at this moment in time. I'd love to get a knight to f3, but this tactic is something I'd watch out for. His bishop's covering it. But obviously here, and maybe sack my queen is more critical. Now, any threats here? Again, I don't see them, so we'll continue with my plan. Now, is this a threat? It feels like it should be a threat. Sacking my queen like that. His king's going to try to run here. Now, we don't need to sack the queen, do we, Mr. Williams? We don't need to sack the queen, Simon. But you know you're probably going to. We could try arrange it so the queen comes behind the rook. Okay, I'm just going to play this for now. Useful move maybe, but I'm just trying to take king here, and his king does run. Now can I play this move? Okay, yeah, we'll swap off that one. Now I want to come here, but also knight here is what I'm thinking of. Oh, fuck it, let's do it. His rook comes in here at some point. I'm gonna have to sack my queen at some point. I want this check. Oh. King here. Takes. King here. Check. It's nothing, is it? Unfortunately. Okay, we'll come in. Check. This way as well. Fuck. Yes, my king is a lot more dubious than his king. This is the issue here. A lot. Fuck. Okay, this is not going to work. Not going to work in a million years. Ah, dear. Just queen takes here is probably enough, yeah? Ah, yes, we'll play to my opponent, but again, many missed opportunities there. Let's see where. I mean, I must have been winning there, but playing those stupid moves on the queen side was really off point, wasn't it? So, funny how it says I had a game rating higher than his, but and we did miss something right at the end. Okay, so well. At this point I had no time, but so I can check and come back and then I'm winning. Yeah, of course. Just needed a couple more seconds on the clock. But the other point, it was early on, so it wasn't as good as maybe I thought. But at this point, and this is where we knight a7. Obviously, this is a bad move. I just wanted to play a move, but didn't find the right plan. The queen sacrifice. Not sure. Not sure it's ever hitting the mark. So what was the way to play? So I should have just played it calmer and rearranged it. So, I mean, again, everything's easy in hindsight. So if I could get my rook and queen the other way around, and again, on a better day, probably be doing this, it would be the way to go, right? So if I can move my queen, move my rook, and move my queen back, then I'd be threatening rook takes here. But the problem is, I was very much fixated on this move, but it's not. I don't think it's. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look. So queen here, yeah, just queen f7. Play it like this. Why on earth am I messing around on the queen side? Because I'm just giving him targets to hit. Really bad play. I mean, I've got a perfect structure on the queen side. I stop his rook coming in. My knight is good. Why am I trying to play for this? I'm trying to play for it because I see his king's coming to e2 and I want to get some play, but it's just the wrong idea. I should just concentrate. Move the queen, move the rook, move the queen back. Simple and good. Very bad play for me. But this move is not, I feel, working. This was the interesting way when I'm threatening check and checkmate, because his king now comes here and comes here. And this is also what I spent a great deal of time on. But I think with his king coming here, there's nothing. His king's very safe in the middle of the board. But yeah, I mean, I even said this at the time, didn't I? I just played a lazy move. You can't play lazy moves. What I need to do, queen f7, and put the rook on h3, and then put the queen back. And how can you even defend this? Let's say computer move, put the rook here so the queen can come behind the rook, and he's got to lash out of a move like f4, because queen here is now a crushing threat with the idea of rook takes h2. So just play your simple moves, and now we're in a sort of desperate situation to salvage this. I did say I was going to get 7 points, so it's my final chance of getting 7 points. That's an interesting flag. So we need to Malta. It doesn't look like the Malta flag to me. I like Malta. Been there not many times. Been there a couple times. Great place. And I'm going to see if I have learnt from the last title Tuesday I had, where I played. Remember, I played d3 in that one, and I said if I have this again, I'm going to go for b3. So I'm going to, I think, try a plan with b3 in these positions. But let's get the queen over to my favourite square, or give it the chance to go there before I commit. And we can play with a little bit less tension now. We need 4 out of 4 to get to 7 points. I need to get to 7 points. It's not even like I want to get to 7 points. I need that 7 points. So we need 4 out of 4 now. Okay, this is the plan I was going to try if I had this. And I thought my pawns would be nice and secure, while his pawns might be a weakness. And this already is an improvement over a previous title Tuesday. So whatever happens, I'm learning more. Fairly even, but I do prefer my position. I'm probably going to get rid of the dark square bishops. His king might be a little bit weak, and I might have f5 to open up the structure. And he's got double pawns, and double pawns do count. And I might even play d3, which is the move I've avoided so far, because I avoided that. Because if you remember that title Tuesday game I had a couple of weeks ago, I went d3, and my opponent played c4. But now I've got this pawn guarding it as well. I don't want to allow this break. And d3 is a nice move, preparing something in centre. Okay, so I'm going to go d3, because the other idea is when I move my knight, my queen can now capture the bishop. And I prefer my knight to his bishop here, I think. So I can move the knight, but any other ways I can play this? Move the knight. My knight is good, so I don't necessarily need to do that. Do I push here, then b5? Do I want to allow that? Do I swing the rook and go for an attack here? Let's push this one. Show some patience. This one, a bit speculative. I can also use Harry. Push him up the board. Right, okay, so he's gone for this. Now, knight c4, also very interesting. Let's play that move, because if he takes, I take with this one. And this is, I think, a very bad choice from my opponent, because now he's got serious issues on the b file. He can't go b5 because I'm covering it. Potentially I should have swapped there first of all. Okay, but I do have this one. Yeah, maybe I should have swapped bishops first, if I was able to. But okay, still looks alright for me. Don't need to grab that pawn. Let's get rid of that one. I can take with check now. And I've won a nice little pawn over there. Seem to be quite secure here. Famous last words. And this kind of idea is also looking pretty juicy for me. Check. I can always go for an ending. I might go for an ending. Let's go for an ending. So he doesn't get tempo on my queen. And try to grind this one out, which I should do. His pawns are horribly weak here. So this is good. So even though I'm not getting a good Title Tuesday, I think this idea of playing b3 rather than d3, and this is what you've got to do when you're trying to improve any... I'm going to swap the queens off. Maybe I shouldn't, but I can cover the e file of my king. And I'm controlling this file with my rooks. And I want to get one pair of rooks off, I think. So if he comes up, I want to swap off one pair of rooks just to take off any danger. And then I can try to convert my extra pawn. And I'm thinking about converting my extra pawn because I've basically got the open file. His open file he can't do much on if I swap off a pair of rooks. He wanted to go here and come in, but when a pair of rooks are off, he can't. So this is I said this last week. With any opening, you've got to go through that painful period of having some losses until you sort of master the right ideas. And sticking with something, even in times of absolute agony, and I'm not just talking about chess here, is often a very good approach. I'm not sure what he's planning here, because he's giving himself another weak pawn, which he might take, but he has got serious issues on the other side of the board, right? I mean, here, I'm going to go for this one. He's got a lot of weak pawns. It's not just being a pawn up here. He's got pawn problems. And if I don't win this, I'm an idiot. Because I'm munching those guys. I'm munching them. Do we check? Are we worried about him winning this one? I guess so. Let's defend it. Might as well. And I'm gonna try to take them all, mate. You know, I'm going to have them all. I don't care. You should have taken them all. And do I play that move? Yeah, let's get 2 passed pawns. Start using your passed pawns, Simon. You should have taken them all. Okay, so I'm just trying to create a passed pawn here. My king always has squares to go to. Now, I don't know if I check. Okay, let's do this check, because if he comes up, I can now take this pawn. He can't take my pawn because I swapped rooks off. So, that was actually a smooth game. We needed it. After some of the horrendous results so far. But I feel now I've had a whole... This is actually like a couple of litres of green tea. Now I've got this down my neck. I feel like... It's pretty so I won a game. I mean... Is it clicking? We need 3 out of 3 to get to 7 points. Let's just get to 7 points, Simon. Come on. 3 out of 3. Anyone? I'll play the next 3 games, whatever. So I'm not going to give away the time stamp. But who thinks 3 out of 3 is possible? I'm doubting myself nowadays. But I enjoyed that game. Because the point I'm making, or was making during the game, let me show you. This is how you should improve your own game. And look at that. That was smooth as... That was smooth. That was smooth, baby. And the point I was making about the opening is this system in the Sicilian against the birds I had a couple of weeks ago. And now taking here is Raven's idea. The birds opening, great opening. This course which Chessable are going to release. It's going to be a brilliant course, honestly. And this is a bit like the Rosalimo, except you have a pawn here rather than here. So in the Rosalimo, you get a structure a little bit similar to this, where this happens, right? And you take here. So you get this structure. This is the Rosalimo. This is very popular. Now, is the bird structure better or worse? It's an interesting question, because this gives some benefits. It controls the center. I can always push this pawn as well. I think it actually might be beneficial. And the key point was now, what is White's plan? And I did, you know, looking at Raven's course as well. He's the guy who created this bird's course. I studied it and filmed it. It seems like the move I played last time, d3, this is what I did in that Title Tuesday before, I didn't like. And again, you've got to find positions you like and make sure they fit with the computer's assessment. Because my opponent played a very imaginative and good pawn sacrifice, c4, which I didn't like. I didn't like this because he gets rid of his weak pawn immediately. And if I grab this pawn, he suddenly gets great compensation with his two bishops. He might win a pawn back at some point. I didn't like this. So learning from your mistakes, a key thing to do in life, in chess. The setup that I agreed after that last Title Tuesday was, well, why am I going d3 too soon? Don't go too soon. Don't allow this to happen. Let's develop the knight, and maybe I want to put the bishop on b2 first. And this is what I realised might be a better way of playing. And I maybe should have gone b3 there, but it's the same principle that at some point we play b3. And this is the structure, and it's structures that you should need to be considering when you're learning opening in the middle game. What structure do you want and why? That I wanted because it felt like he doesn't have any good breaks. This one I just take. His bishops now are a lot blunter because my pawns can blunt them. This bishop's not very good. I'm going to neutralise it with my dark squared bishop. Exactly what happened. And later on, I'm hoping to build an attack with this pawn or take advantage of weak pawns. And this game was like clockwork in some respects to what I was I'm mentally trying to achieve and learn from. And here, well, we just developed. And now I can play this because we stopped this break. And we're certainly just a little bit better here. I could have actually even grabbed this pawn. I was a bit blind to that idea, but this seemed very tempting. And everything kind of worked well. So that's something I'm saying about when you're learning an opening, you've got to stick with it. You've got to really, you're going to have lots of bad losses. I do put all my losses online here, up online here, for better or worse. And I feel I've had some terrible ones this week, which I'm horrible about. At least no one's mowing out there. Fuckers. But it's part of the process, right? And you just got to become stronger from them. And funnily enough, the computer's top move here, and this is the move I did mention, was h4. And actually it makes perfect sense. Why? I don't need to do anything with these guys. Let's try to create another target. And that target is g6. And then I can come for this one. That would have been a very logical and good move there. I haven't even looked who's playing this time round. There is one more game going on. And there's a little break. And then we need to get our 3 out of 3, don't we? For the last bit. Okay, well, I'll take another little break here. Before we come back to the tournament. And we'll try to get 3 out of 3. And try to get to 7 points. Not try. We will get to 7 points. You won't notice the break, though. The next game will start very soon. I'm just going to pause my stream for a sec. Okay, so we're going to continue by winning our next 3 games. Yes, we bloody well are. And, well, let's stick with the French. We've done it so far. If you're wondering why I am sweating, it's because it's really boiling in the office here. And an interesting little opening now, which I'm just trying to recall the lines. And he's playing a very tricky variation. And this is one of the things in the French. You need to be aware of these tricks. Now, he wants to bring his knight in there. So if I go bishop here, his knight comes in. That's a bit scary, isn't it? So f6. Okay, let's go f6. Let's not be afraid. And take with the knight. trying to get those tarish positions we saw before. And I'd be very happy just to get castled here. Okay, we'll develop that one. He's coming at me with everything he's got. And so far, everything seems to be defended here. I just had my... I was just on Twitter on the little break and popped a picture of Nigel Farage, which I'd rather not see at this moment in time. And if you're wondering, there's general elections going on here, elections in the next week or so to decide who runs the country. And my general feeling is I really don't care, because they're all a bunch of fucking crooks, and I think they're all as bad as each other. When I say this, you know, to people who are well into it, they're like, "You got it." Yeah, I just don't care. I think they're all terrible. Is my general like thought process, but I know that's not really what I should be thinking. I will vote because you should vote, shouldn't you? Of course you should vote. I've got to be careful. The E6 pawn. I've been thinking about Farage, and my position's gone bad, funnily enough, because I don't know how I'm going to defend this guy unless I put the king here. Do I really want to do this? I don't want to, but what else do I do? But yeah, you've got to vote. It's kind of your... I feel it's kind of your duty as a citizen to vote. So I will certainly vote. But is there anyone I want to vote for? I mean, when I vote, the Green Party I voted for before, that's when I was living in Brighton. And the Green Party actually won in Brighton, because I thought, yeah, at least they got a good bloody cause, right? Saving the planet seems like an all right cause to me. So the Green Party I vote for. But I mean, I think all the other main politicians, to me, they just seem like, who cares, you know? But I should vote. I will vote. Yes, I will. Yeah. Okay, right. Anyway, back to the game. Stop about voting. What am I doing? I'm trying to soak up a bit of pressure here. I'm trying to stop him from taking shit, or if he does take shit, trying to not make it too scary and keep everything defended. I could have grabbed that pawn maybe, but I was scared. And the point is, in the long run, that's a really passive move. In the long run, my position should be good because I have this lovely centre. So as long as I do not get tricked, what was that trippy square? As long as I do not get tricked, then I should be okay. And it's normally when I say that I get tricked immediately. Okay, now how do I come back? Do I try to get the rook over here? Or do I come here and just try to grab, and at the same time try to come in the centre? Let's use that centre. That makes sense. I was going to move this bishop, but I can see some lines as queen coming in. So really want to move here now. And I will, because let's use that centre. Try to support it. He's quite quick, this guy. Something I should bear in mind. And again, nice position for me. Nice centre. And he's not really doing anything to test that. Now, let's get the king out the way. Seems a bit safer there, maybe. Shouldn't rush to do things. Love to get a bishop there, but maybe I should put my rook there on e6. Might be a good square. Am I worried about him taking the a pawn if his knight goes back? Should be able to deal with that with the queen move. If he takes here, take him with a pawn, seems alright. And of course, a dirty tactic there that I totally missed. But am I... Wow. Okay, let's not freak out. This one, and... Confused me, that tactic. Where do I put this? Do I keep it in the centre? Let's keep it in the centre. Now, I am threatening to take this one. I didn't... I mean, that was a nice little find from my opponent. Now, this pawn. Do we worry ourselves? Okay, let's worry ourselves, because we just want to keep control. We've got to move quicker. A little bit better here because of my centre, but it's quite hard to mobilise it. Whoa, that move was wild. My opponent trying to be super aggressive, but such things can backfire as it has done immediately. And often in these positions you do need to be patient, and that's something my opponent didn't do. I don't know if this was best, but seemed fairly sensible to do this. Now I'd love to get this one in as well. So I'm preparing this move. And want to play h6 maybe, which I think I can do soon. I'm not going to get hit by anything, am I? Let's defend that one. And bishop f4 is a little bit tricky. He's finding it, but I got f7. You can take this pawn, but now I come in the middle. That is one hell of a pawn, that one. It's a biggie. Biggie 2-pack. Smalls. What was I mumbling there? And just a little bit of care needed. Can't move his queen. And he still can't move his queen. I'm just going to give my king an escape square. There's no reason. I could have taken there. I can still take there. Let's do it. Seems to be a tactic that will finish things off. His pawns are not... I mean, if they're a bit further up the board, then it's a problem. But we won that one. Now we just need 2 out of 2. Come on. I don't know why I'm getting excited about 7 points. But 7 points is all right. You know, it's all right. It's all right when a disaster is occurring. And we're actually... Are we over 50% now? Oh, my words. We're actually got 5 points out of 9. That is... How do I get over 50%? It's good. Good work, son. It's a bit weird when you talk to yourself, isn't it, Simon? Yes. Let's see. Let's have a look at some proper games. Magnus Carlsen. He knows how to play chess, doesn't he? Magnus. I love... I mean, Magnus is just such a great player. One of the greatest players... The greatest player of all time, probably, I'd say. And now his king can move up. Just the way he plays endings. It's a joy to watch. And his opponent here will get ground down as long as Magnus doesn't blunder. And he's very good, very quick. I think he's the greatest player of all time, Magnus Carlsen. When I say greatest player, it kind of depends a little bit on certain factors. So what I mean by that is he plays at the highest quality of any player in the history of chess. Has he fucked this up? I think Magnus has fucked this up. I say that and he's fucked it up. And it could be a draw now. It's going to be a draw. Is this a draw? Yeah, this is just a draw, no? I think he's trying to get a knight f8. Interesting. But now check, and he takes the pawn. Wow, he fucked that up. But it's all kind of relevant, isn't it? And that's one thing a friend mentioned to me sort of a long time ago, that, you know, things are all relevant, basically, to situations. It's very hard to judge. So, like Bobby Fischer, when he dominated the world, he was the greatest of all time. You didn't have computers. His standard of play compared to Magnus nowadays wasn't as high, but he didn't have the basically things available to him that Magnus does. So it is kind of relevant. It's hard to judge. Kasparov, you can't forget about Kasparov being the greatest of all time. I mean, my favourite, obviously, probably knows Mikhail Tal. Not because he was the greatest. I don't think he was the greatest of all time, but because he was the most exciting, and he was the most interesting, I think, of all time. But again, judging, it's very hard and a bit subjective, clearly. So a draw there. 2 games to go. We've got to try to finish strong now. Let's finish strong. Someone just mentioned that I play better Title Tuesdays when I'm hungover, and I haven't been hungover for a long time now. And it's weird when you're hungover. I guess the stress is not there, and I mean, I don't really find Title Tuesday that stressful. I mean, if I wasn't streaming and sharing my losses and wins, it would be less stressful, because you kind of like feel you have to, you know, you have to perform. I don't know if anyone else has had that feeling before in their lives, that they have had to perform. You know, you don't need that pressure. Sometimes it can just be a flop if you try to perform. Not that I would know about that, but I hear from friends. Shut up and play the French. That is going to be my new t-shirt. Shut up and play the French. Let's go for the classical variation of the French. And this is quite a fun variation. I'm going to castle because that is a move. And now, oh God, I can't remember jack shit about what to do. Go here, not go there. What do we play here, people? Going there seems playable. Do we go b5 as well? Okay, I'm going to go b5 because interesting position. He's going to attack me over here probably, and I'm going to try to attack him over here. No, he's playing more positional, but that seems really peculiar. Got to watch out for bishop 8. Got to watch out for this one. Check king here. How scary is that? Got to be brave as well. I don't know. I mean, it seems really bizarre to allow me to have this bishop. Maybe I should be playing g6 or h6. Is this something? Takes check. King here. I don't think it's something yet, but I've got to watch out for it. He's gone for it. Fuck. Oh, yeah, he's got this one, hasn't he? Fucking hell, why do I allow this shit? Why did I allow this shit? I didn't need to allow this shit. And I knew he was going to try to do it to me as well. And actually now, I forgot about queen d3. When it comes over here, this is the point. I thought I was safe, but I knew this is an idea. Now f5 takes. g6 he comes over, and I have to give up my queen. Fucking hell. This check. Stupid. Here, don't like it. Check here. Check here, takes. Can I do that? Just don't like defending like this. Smells awfully dodge. But what else can I do? The only other thing I could have done is give up my queen with g6, queen here, takes here, and get a couple of pawns. But that must be losing. And this line... I think it's... Well, it must be losing, yeah? Check here, takes, rook f8, and then knight e4, check. And I try to run over here with a king. Not really me, is it? I'd much rather be white here. But he's got to put the ball in the back of the net. His attacking position looks very scary. So his idea of giving up that dark square bishop, not to... I should have respected bishop d3 more. Should have gone h3. Shouldn't have allowed any of this bullshit. Now I have to go here. I don't see any option. Now this one, also something to worry myself with. Now this check, get rid of that one. Let's do that. That knight is annoying. Let's get rid of it. Just trying to hang on. Now, obviously, when you're defending, you'd love to get the queens off. Otherwise, I'm going to try to run somewhere which looks a little safer. This one keeping me under control. And I might be out the worst now. Maybe. But he's got like a load of pawns. And he's continuing to harass me. Maybe my king should come to b6. I want to get my bishop here. Just trying to consolidate still. Trying to defend. And once I defend, we can hopefully turn the tables. Yeah, so here I'm thinking. So I can try to get my bishop here. He'd love to get his queen on this diagonal. I always have d4, I suppose. Am I going to grab that one? Yeah, fuck it. If I get a chance. Not normally greedy, but needs must. And let's get the bishop there. Now I feel a lot more secure. I'm going to play here because it blocks this diagonal and my queen has a square. Of course he can come here. There is a square. And consolidate this point here. And now attack him. Have some fun, because I haven't been having much fun as of yet. But with this pawn coming, certainly we'll try. Let's just do it. No point now not coming forwards. Got to open up those light squares, and actually now it's looking quite tasty, right? Be a bit careful here, as in rook takes rook here. Can still lose this quite easily. Rook here is a little bit scary, but I've got queen b4. My knight hoping holds. He's got knight e2. Okay, queen here. And I've got this one if he goes rook c1. I just need one more move to keep attacking. He goes here. Looks like I should be doing well there somehow. Maybe I'll just bring this one in as one idea. Probably better moves than this, but playing it quickly because he's a bit short of time as well. Get my king out the pin, but then he's got a check. Now, is there a tactique? Let's bring this one up. Some tactical ideas here. Have I just done something very silly? Fucking hell. Williams, what have you done? Why have you made this tactical in a stupid manner? Crazy what I was doing now. Fuck yeah. Okay, I mean, if I don't win this, it's bonkers. Just take everything. You're too slow, sir. You're too slow. I mean, I know I'm bad, but am I really this bad? Is this how bad I've become? I didn't realise I've become this bad. Okay, well, one game away from 7 points. We are going to do it! Oh, come on. Keep the faith. And I think I was doing... I mean, I managed to defend that well, yeah? I mean, and the pressure was on, but didn't like it. I don't like defending those kind of attacks. They're not fun. And did he miss it? Oh, look at that. Oh, and his attack did look good. Look at this. Bang, his attack looks brilliant, apparently. But where did he go wrong? F5 was wrong. Wow, yeah, it felt scary. So he went wrong here, and this is where I thought maybe he had some knight e4, and the f5 move allowing me to get rid of his good attack at certainly bad. Maybe he's even got knight takes e6. So let's have a look. f5. What should he have played? Anyone know at home? I'm not going to allow that sacrifice ever again. So at least I'm learning again. And he should have played knight takes d5. Wow. And then queen here, check. And then rook takes, winning the queen. Lovely. But the second choice was this move, which is good as well. And then even later on, he's winning here. And what did I play here? Okay, so hang on a minute. Around about here, it went a bit wrong. It was, again, if any snivel of a time pressure, and I turned into an absolute bumbling fool. Nerves not of steel, nerves of an idiot. And this move was not the best, and I started to get nervous here. Why? I don't know. And let's just see, because he missed something around here, apparently. Here. And, oh my god, knight takes a4. Whoa, we both missed this move. Can you Adam and Eve it? This is where I saw, you know, when the clock changes to like that time where it suddenly goes rapidly down, you're like, the brain homes in on that and you start playing like a fool. Oh my words, that was bad. Come on, we just need to win this last game. Come on. Let's go for d4. And we get 7 points, then I'm back in business. 7 out of 11. Let's tromp him up. Would be good, right? Come on. Can we do it? Come on, you must be cheering for me. Press that like button as well, please. And subscribe. Let's do it. And let's play normal moves. Castle. I heard that's good. Let's stop him going b5. He's very quick, this guy. Let's try to get rid of the dark square bishops, because that is a beast. And I'm liking this position. Okay, now maybe prepare for this one. He's going to come this way. Okay, I see. So, of course, we push Harry. Try to attack him somehow. I don't know if I needed to play this rather wettish move here. Let's keep pushing Harry. Because I'm going for the dark squares. And sometimes this move can weaken him because I can get a knight here. Right, now time to take. And just get a hold on those dark squares. Gives me this square for my knight. And I'd love to get my other knight to this square. So he's trying to come for the center. And I think we will... Do we open or do we keep it closed? I'm going to open. Which I may well regret. And quite unclear this. This knight... If I get it there, great. I'm hoping in the long run there's going to be dangers against this king because of my Harry. It's quite a modern way to play this. But so far, he's holding everything together. Do I want to play this next? Maybe. Because then I can clear things on the 7th rank and get some threats. Obviously, this would be the move. If I could get the knight there in one move, great. But if I go here, my knight's on pre. So he's trying to force this knight to make a move. Well, I'm going to get rid of the bishop first because my knight can stay there. I quite like that knight. Now he's got to decide pawn or bishop. And my knight might just have to sit here defending f2. Okay, now does my rook now come in? I think it will. Queen f6. Do we even... No, let's come in. Let's come in. Come on. Activity. And Queen f6 just seems like the move he should be playing, but I don't necessarily know. He can't take there because my queen will take it. So f3 also a decent option. Got to watch out for these kind of things. Queen b6. Probably take this one. Simple. And this is what I want to do. I want to take here and give my rook this kind of idea. This pawn is very useful for causing some problems to him on that area of the board. The more I look at f3, the more I want to play it. That knight sitting there. So he has gone for this. This seemed normal. What was I going to do here? I'm sure I looked at this. f3, was that my plan? I think that was my plan, but I can't remember my plan. Let's play it. And now he has this square. Do we just stop him coming to that square? No threats? Still can't get my knight in. He wants to play here. f4. Okay, let's do this. No, or do we do it next move? then d5 comes, then f4, then takes here, takes. Okay, let's do this. Then f4 and e5. So I want this, and so he comes back with the knight, and his knight is going to now centralize to a better square. I'm starting to think about moves like this, which seems like a way to play. That takes knight, but I don't know. Again, it's maybe a bit silly to go there when I don't need to. So let's play f4 anyway. e5 was really interesting there, but I want to play it without losing a pawn. So e5 now is very interesting. Got to watch out for these checks. Is my queen gonna? Do I do some clever queen move first? Even like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too clever here. Takes. Spending far too much time, whatever I'm doing. I want to get my queen out the way of the rook, but just play. Why am I overthinking? Overthinking things. Okay, fuck it. No overthinking. Just play moves. Now I can take there. No overthinking, just play. Play. My knights look sexy, don't they? They look sexy. I've got an idea of this as key idea. Not anything else but that. Williams, you've played the wrong move. You know you played the wrong move there. Fucking idiot. Oh, man. I've done it again. You muppet. Ah, that was really stupid of me, guys. And, disappointing end. And I just played the wrong move, although I knew what I should play. Getting short time, just can't calculate. I've got to get over the nerves, haven't I? So what I should play, obviously, I just thought I was going to win here. And e6 maybe not even necessary. But it looks good. And here, I should just, obviously, just take this bloody pawn, right? Just keep it simple. And after king f7, many ways to play this. Knight takes h7. Numerous good moves here. Oh dear. So queen takes e2 was bad because suddenly, yeah, he gets this move and he's got this passed pawn. It was actually a pretty good game up to that point. I mean, we got over 50%, but this is so close. And just here, and again, even stronger is actually apparently queen here with checkmate coming. It's just when I get to this time thing, I fall apart. Don't spot things quickly enough. And this was just horrendous because now he's right back in the game. I mean, maybe I'm right, but I've got to be very accurate here. And there is some draw here apparently, which I didn't see. But yeah, the simplest way I think to win is just take here. And now I've got to be a bit accurate. Because I looked at this one, but this looked a little bit unclear. And it is a bit unclear. So I need to find this move here. Not necessarily the easiest move to find. But if I do find it, then it's game over, because that check combined with the H-pawn and ideas against that, which I would have found with another minute on the clock. No, I need a minute. Would have been it. But hey-ho, that's the way we roll. I'm going to have a beer, watch England probably lose at football, and yeah, that's it. Cheers for watching, everyone. We didn't get to 7 again. 6 points. Very average. Not doing well in some of the games, but glimmers again. Glimmers is what we need. We need more glimmers in life. Cheers. Bye for now.